All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing our Dead Updates video for the last few days, going over a lot of the recent news surrounding The Walking Dead leading up to the return for The Walking Dead Season 10 with its second half this upcoming weekend. We'll start things giving our thoughts on The Walking Dead's future having been mapped out. Alright, so it's been a few days. Definitely wanted to do a Dead Updates video with you guys again soon. Getting excited for this weekend. Got some fun stuff coming for you guys to kind of get us prepped and ready for the return of The Walking Dead. So I guess it's Sunday night as per usual. And then I think premiere would be Friday night. I guess we'll see how that goes with the release. And if they're going to keep premiere going on forward, for the entirety of The Walking Dead. I would think they're probably going to. So any of you guys who have premiere, probably going to watch it early. I'm still doing the reviews on Sunday nights for each episode of Walking Dead. I think that makes sense because I think there's only like a couple percent of people that have premiere out of everybody who watches it. I'm not sure how many of you guys have premiere, but if you do, if you could leave me a comment below just so I know, and when you guys would like to do the videos as per usual, whether or not we should stick with Sunday nights because we've been doing that for 10 years, or whether we should change it maybe a little bit earlier, do like maybe a Saturday or something. I'm not sure. So let me know what you guys think about that, and really excited for this weekend. Can't wait to see Walking Dead return because it's been a bit of a wait for this half season to come back, and man, I'm really looking forward to it. I did see a site that said that there's likely going to be, I think it said like 40 weeks straight of Walking Dead now. So we've had to wait a little while, but we're going to get the second half of The Walking Dead Season 10 coming up. We're going to get World Beyond. We're going to get Fear during the summer. And then Walking Dead Return with Season 11, right? Darkness. 11 means darkness. So in numerology, so occult. So it's going to be fun, man. Looking forward to it all with you guys. So the first one we got is for an interview that was recently done with Scott Gimple. I guess it was for a podcast. I don't actually, listen to all these different podcasts. There's so many out there, and some of them are pretty long. So, but I guess it was the Hollywood Reporters TV's top 5. So it says, quote, "I have a little of that stuff up, like a cork board with the direction for The Walking Dead end up with its map. There's a little of that, but that actually is more in documents," Gimple told the Hollywood Reporters TV's Top 5 podcast. "Long typed out documents." Asked if the future of the Walking Dead's franchise is arced out somewhere, Gimple said, "Oh, very much so. You have to." So it sounds like they have kind of the direction of the whole thing, kind of where they want to go with everything and what's going to happen. So it says, quote, "That's why having it up on a cork board doesn't really work. You have to have it in documents and written out, and it looks a little crazy that way. But yeah, having it up on the wall is bad business," Gimple explained, "because it does change a lot. And the points of connection, you need a lot of flexibility. One big part of it with the showrunners that I work with, it's trying not to be prescriptive. It's trying to give them the arena of connection and then let them have their story within it." So, he has an overarching kind of direction for how everything's going to connect with the movies, if those even ever can get done. As some people have said, like, it's getting, we got to see something for the movies soon, man. I just, I really hope they start, filming or something soon, because it's been a while already, and we haven't even gotten, like, anything yet, right? So if it's going to be a 2021 release, I would expect to start to see something for it sometime soon here, right? So, but having the movies, having the different TV series, and then how they're all going to fit in together here, right? And then it says, so he kind of has to set it up to where he gives them enough room to kind of work with it so that they can kind of make their own stories in and, kind of underneath, I guess, the overarching story that's going on with the connections and how that's going to work and crossovers and everything above that. So he says, quote, "It isn't like this exact thing needs to happen then. Occasionally it does, just because of very intricate time sort of things. But in general, there are certain things we want to achieve, but we also don't want to hem in our showrunners, Gimple said. It's a little bit of a dance. I really think it's important that the showrunners run the show and that it's a collaborative effort rather than sort of a prescriptive effort. So that's kind of what he had to say about that. So it's set up, the master plan is done, it sounds like, and at least, there'll probably be some changes, who's available when, who's going to do what, and that whole thing, but it sounds like they have kind of an overarching good idea of where they're going, and I guess we'll have to see how many years it is for them to kind of get there and how far ahead it's kind of mapped out, how far ahead it's planned for, and when these things will cross into each other and how that works, because he did say 3 Walking Dead movies. So if that's true and he's got kind of the ideas for that for each one, that's going to be a bit tricky for them to kind of work it in together, but at least they have some overall picture or some overall idea of what they're doing between each. So, and hopefully we'll get some more faith in the Rick movies soon, because a lot of people are getting pretty antsy to see something for it. And so far, all we've gotten is really like a little teaser with with like a logo for the type of Walking Dead logo they're going to use for the movies. That's basically it. The next one is for Charlie Adlard, who is the artist on The Walking Dead. For all most of the years of The Walking Dead, comics were running after I think he started in issue 7 or so, and then he did it up to issue 193. So he's basically The Walking Dead's artist. He didn't start the series off at the very beginning, but he took over after the first volume and he did the entirety of it. So he says he hasn't watched The Walking Dead since season 4, which I thought was really surprising that he hasn't kept up with the series since season 4. But he says it was, you can read into it if you want to, but he says it's a bit like doing homework, which I guess I kind of understand to a degree, because if you're doing like all of this, every day, like full time, you're drawing, each page every day, and it takes you like in a month, each week you're doing like how many do they do in a week? Like, I don't know, 5 or 6 or 7 pages of the comic or some of this, or maybe even less. And then you're waiting later on and seeing them kind of adapt what you did. Maybe it just kind of infuriates him to watch it, because his direction, like he meant certain things by doing certain things. And then later when they kind of adapted it for the TV series, it's just kind of like, seeing his thing come to life, but not in the way that maybe he had envisioned it. So maybe it's just kind of annoying for him to watch it like be adapted from what he did to that. But I am surprised in a way he's so far behind. like season 4, I mean, dude, that's like, what year was that? Like started it in 2010, so that would have been like 2014 or something. Is where he's probably up to. So he hasn't seen like the show in the last like 6 years. It's just weird to me, man. But I guess that it's like wouldn't it interest him to see how they adapted those different things in it? You almost feel like as part of his work, he should probably know all the stuff that happened in the TV series just for whatever. But I guess if you want to just keep him as a pure artist, then I guess that's not necessary. But I don't know. I just thought that was kind of a weird article to hear about, that he is so far behind that he's like, back in season 4 still, and he hasn't seen past that. So that's pretty crazy. Not even up to season 7 when a lot of other people kind of dropped off. It's even before that. We did get a reveal for the some of the episode titles and descriptions for some of the upcoming episodes. So we know episode 9 this weekend is going to be Squeeze, and then episode 10 is going to be Stalker. And then there is 10, 11, and 10, 12, which have been released. So listing on the Writers Guild of America's West website, earlier revealed episode titles. So Stalker, and then Morning Star and Walk With Us, as well as an upcoming episode credits, so that it goes into who's done each one. And now a newly uncovered episode title for what is believed to be the send-off episode for Michonne has surfaced. Quote, with the whispers coming for Hilltop, the communities must decide whether to run or fight. reads the synopsis for Morning Star. So that's episode 11, according to the listing. So this could be when the Whisperers go with the flaming arrows that we see and other weapons and attack the hilltop. So that's going to be fun. And we know that they're not going to run because we can see in the trailers that they're standing on the ground and they're going to fight for hilltop. So that's going to be really fun. And so, so we'll see that. And then, I thought Michonne's last episode was kind of rumored to be episode 12. So we'll see about that and whether or not it is and how much she's in the other episodes. And they have shown more of the one where she's got Lucille and she's kind of running around. So does that mean that she does actually make it back, that she does return? Because in other ones, I thought Negan had Lucille or something of the sort. We'll see where Lucille ends up and how she gets her hands on it. That would have to mean she'd come back. But does that mean she's going to be killed off then? Because if she was going to leave, it's almost like maybe they're faking us out to be like, oh, she's going to leave. She's going to be okay. And then she comes back to fight and she just gets killed by like Beta or somebody, Whispers or something like that. So I guess we'll, oh man, can't wait to find out soon too, right? Like that's only in, that'll be like a few weeks and then we're going to know. So all the anticipation all the week from the last year of, or all the anticipation from the last year of finding out if Michonne's going to live or not, if she's going to just leave like Rick did in some way, within the next few weeks, that'll be answered. Yeah. And AMC has been releasing on their Walking Dead channel tons of different little clips and different trailers and stuff. I can't even keep up with all of it. There's like the first minutes of the episode for this episode coming up with Carol, I think. There's like a sneak peek with Negan telling Alpha possibly about Gamma being the snitch on their side, because he dealt with that too, with Dwight being a little birdie snitch, if you guys remember, and everything what happened with that, and him kind of turning on the others. So there's all kinds of these little different little things. I've kind of lost track of them all. They're just releasing so many, it's hard to kind of even keep up with them all at this point. But so there's those in the Walking Dead channel if you guys want to check them out. We will do a few kind of questions from the last few days from you guys for today after the news that the lawsuit is kicked off between Kirkman and AMC, which also is very strange to see. If you missed the video on Saturday, I did that on Saturday. Melanie Hart says, my goodness, I really hope this isn't the beginning of the end in the lawsuit battle between Kirkman and AMC. Well, I don't think it matters. Like, whatever happens there, I can't imagine that it would be such an egregious amount that AMC would have to pay out to Frank Darabont and the producers, that it would impact the network, or it would impact Walking Dead, or it would shut down what they're doing as for business. I highly doubt it. Whatever it ends up being, I'm sure they'd be able to afford it. And also, in addition to that it wouldn't really hurt the series, I don't think, whatever happens. So we'll see. But the problem is, once they sign a contract, even if they weren't aware that which part of AMC they were signing a contract with, it's pretty difficult to kind of win a suit after that when you sign on the dotted line. And so they're taking a shot at it, see if they can get some cash out of it, right? So, so good luck to Kirkman and good luck to the others, and I don't know if to say good luck to AMC too, but I don't know. It's like, who's right or wrong, whatever. Should they have known that going in? I don't know. Did they know? I guess that's what's crucial right there is, did they really know what they were signing up for? And is it true that they haven't made any money off the series for the last few years? If that's true, then that doesn't seem fair either. So it's, we'll see what happens with it. But I don't think it's going to hurt the remainder of the series for as long as it has left of any of the Walking Dead stuff that they're doing. No. Brenda S. says, what ever happened to the Frank Darabont lawsuit? So that's summary judgment, probably not summary judgment, I shouldn't say that, but in June, there's some kind of final, I don't know what the legal terms are, judgment or something like that on it. Who knows what it will be? Who knows what he'll get, if he gets anything out of it? I don't know. It's just one of those. It's like, who knows what's going to happen with it. But in June, we should find out how that thing went. It was 7 years, so that's a long freaking time, man. Dalton Pinero says, Trev, have you ever dreamt of being in a zombie apocalypse? So, like hundreds of times probably. I mean, you guys got to understand, I've been doing this for basically 11 years, trying to think of and come up with unique content for Walking Dead and for the other series I cover, which Walking Dead's the biggest one I've ever covered, for, you know, all that time. So so it spills over into almost every other aspect of my life, you know, in terms of my thoughts, in terms of, yes, even stuff like that. So yeah, I have, and I've done lots of videos about that too, of what I would do and things like this over the years. It's fun stuff, so that's cool. Steve S says, before you mention it, I thought that Kirkman may have ended The Walking Dead because he was basically producing more content that he wouldn't be fairly compensated for. This sounds like a distinct possibility. Why wouldn't he want to focus on comics that he would get paid for by a better network? Or at least, I'll add this for Steve, at least they have a possibility of being picked up by someone else and then him getting a better shake from that. Whereas with Walking Dead comics, he basically would get paid for the sales of the comics for The Walking Dead, but they don't have a kind of a market value for being sold to a different network or somebody, because they would be collapsed into the license that AMC has for Walking Dead already. So I think that that's it's a theory, right? Kirkman probably won't say anything about it because now there's legal stuff going on and all this. So maybe one day he would kind of confirm that, but he's kind of been hush-hush for a while, and he hasn't said a whole lot about ending Walking Dead or anything else like that, or reasons for it or anything. Hardly at all. I think that, it's a good theory, Steve. I did mention it before that maybe that's why he kind of decided not to continue the property. Even if you end the original Walking Dead series, wouldn't you want to have some other kind of comic for Walking Dead out there? It's a bit like ending X-Men or ending Avengers or ending Batman or ending something like this. Ending a property with that kind of name. Wouldn't you think that he'd want to use that for other comics in the future, even if he hires on another writer or something and he doesn't even do it and he just approves it if it's good enough, or he says, no, not good enough, take it back, something like that. You'd think that he would do something like that, but maybe that is true, or maybe he's just so busy with all the other stuff he has going, and now the lawsuit's kicking off and all this other stuff and the movies and everything, and then the other things he's involved with, that he just doesn't have time for that in his life anymore, or he's just bored and he wants to do other things like Oblivion Song and other stuff. So there it is. And the last one from the Air Raid Lord, who says, all right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to hear another court case. And this one we'll be dealing with Kirkman versus AMC. All rise. So this is Judge Trev, right? That's what it is. So I guess that'll be it for today's video, guys. We'll wrap it here for today. But yeah, we're going to have lots of videos coming for the next while. And, just looking forward to having lots of fun with you guys. I hope you've been liking them. And thanks for all your support. Thanks for watching the videos. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for thumbing them up. And thank you to everybody who contributes to the channel through Patreon. Just thanks for everything you guys do for the channel and you do for me. That's it for this video, guys. And I'll see you back again soon for lots of others. This year we're going to have a good year. It's Trav, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.